Good morning, welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for good morning, welcome to Community Voice.
What just happened?
I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Uh, Good morning, Craig.
Good morning. Good morning.
Dude looking like a Secret Service. What you come look like secret agent, man. What up, Clark Kent? Who you with? All right, I know how to do that. Jermaine Rideout.
Man, I thought you was auctioning off Craig. Man, you started off.
Uh,
Thought he was doing Thought he was DJ was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he
Man, you
led
look like
was his home.
man, you look like a secret
And
agent
when
man
he
out there.
arrived,
undercover brother.
Serpico. That's what he looked like. Serpico. When Serpico went undercover. What's happening, y'all? It's Friday. It is Friday, man. I was coming in and the inflation report dropped this morning. Oh boy.
What's up, huh?
Yeah, so
now you know
Yeah,
what I
so-
just heard. I heard that some people had actually placed a bet
oh man.
on this oil and war thing, and then 15 minutes after they placed the bet is when Donald Trump
Yeah.
called for that cease, and they made so much money. They are
Place the bet in
acting like
Vegas?
this is a game.
No.
They acting like this is a game, man.
I told you they're not serious people. I had in our production meeting this morning, I had sent something to DJ. I think Sonny Hill has passed. He might still be alive, but everybody remembers Sonny Hill from back in the day, the Baker League in Philly. And he used to say on the NBA broadcast, he said, if you live by the jumper, you die by the jumper.
Yeah,
If you live by lies, you're gonna die by your lies.
yeah.
And so all the lies that are being told on why we're doing what we're doing is chickens coming home to roost. It's karma. It's seed time and harvest. Is and you say all of that, and I can say that, but I'm still impacted by it. You know, if it didn't impact me, maybe I'd have a different sense of things. But it's impacting all of us. Every time we drive up the street and we have to look at the price of gas and then look at our gas gauge. You know, every time you go in the store. Ron and I went out to dinner last night, right? And I could tell you that it was more this year that we spent on dinner than we spent on dinner last year. You know, I mean, the price of everything is going up. So
It's probably like close to $80 or $100 now. Because I used to go out
dinner,
and it just used to be around like 40 to 60.
$80.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
To fill up your tank?
No,
No,
$80.
no. Seriously,
Dinner for
I went
two.
to,
Include drinks?
yeah, man. I actually.
Where
I-
y'all going?
Well, I'm not gonna say the. I'm not.
Yeah,
Gonna say
you
the name
don't.
of the place. But no, seriously, this is.
so
this is
so
my
so was it less or more than what I was talking about?
It was more.
Right. Yeah.
Substantially more.
Yeah, man. This place, man. I got dinner for me and my son, and it was $76 for dinner.
Yeah.
I said.
I mean,
man,
I just got a grin and bear it. I mean, I could sit up and get mad about it, but
that's
it
a
ain't
nice
gonna
hoodie.
change.
That's a nice hoodie.
Oh,
man.
thank you, brother. I'm not gonna change anything, you know, but I ain't gonna tell you I'm happy about it.
Right.
well,
Yeah, I'm just
well, yeah,
saying,
because you
man.
get to stay home.
Not so much I get to stay home. I mean,
Sometimes you want to get out the house though.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah,
Just
I mean,
to
Just
to-
different scenery.
yeah, you know.
yeah, I mean, and the food was great.
It better be.
And then Rhonda asked me, she said, "How was the potatoes?" I said, "For what I paid for them, they better be good."
Scrumptious.
Right? They better be-
It was scrumptious.
paid a whole lot for the, and wait a minute, they weren't big potatoes. They were like these little nuggets, you know, because when you go to a restaurant, you also paying for the location,
Yeah.
the operating cost. But then last night I paid in cash, and
And for whatever reason, that's what be grinding my gears. Cash, the price be different
Oh yeah, from
from the credit card. Not now. When I be telling you how they be scamming us,
3%
and y'all don't
service
be
charge.
listening.
So I got the check back, And I looked, I said, we got a 3% service charge here. What? So then she figured it out. Oh, okay. So gave
Yeah,
them.
but if you didn't catch it,
Yeah, I mean, and they were assuming, and then I wondered because the guy
No, that's they
table
they
over from us, the couple over from us, they also pay cash.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, but I was going like, yeah, I know, because then it's funny. They talk about the service fee, but they really don't want the cash.
of course,
right.
make it make sense though.
I can't.
This is more work you got to do. You
Like
got to
I
handle the
said,
cash.
man. All this stuff they just tell
Yeah.
you, and you be trying to come up with theories to come up with reasons why it makes sense. It don't make sense. Like I said, I went to the store one time. It was 73. You know, I gave them 2 more cents than the 73,
Oh,
and they gave me back less.
Here
And
we
I
go.
said, "Hey, man,
Here we go.
I'm gonna need my change."
How long did it take us to get to the old guy moment? Let's see, about 7 minutes into the program, we done got to
And I
the
ain't
old guy
been here 7
moment.
You know,
It don't take long for us to get to the old guy moment.
They just do whatever they want to do,
plan
man.
for that, right?
Yeah.
They talking about taking, coins out of the currency, but they haven't planned for that system wide.
You got to tell them, "Hey, can I give you less and I get what I want?" The answer is no.
That's right.
So you
That's
can't
right.
give me back less. You got to give me what I want. They should never got rid of it.
Hey, but you know what's so crazy? I had went to the store and I'd pay for something, and the young lady asked me, "Do you want your 50 cents?" And I looked at her, was like, "What? You wanted exactly what you charged me? Like it was like $21 and some cents. So if I would have just gave you $21, you're not gonna let me walk
Right.
up out of
No.
here. So give me my change. So I don't care
They're
what
trying
it
to
is."
force everybody into a
Another-
digital currency. when you think
Another
about it.
old guy
Well, we've
moment.
been through that though.
All right. No, give me my 50 cents.
Can we? Is there any more old guy moments? 'Cause,
That's not an old guy
It is
moment.
an
That's
old guy moment.
That's a real
Old
man.
guy moment. And you know why it's an old guy moment? Is how you talking about it. You sound like an old guy.
Yeah, because I felt some kind of way that if it was $21 and some cents,
When you feel
I
duped,
can't just
you
pay
would
for
sound
it.
that way
Don't he
too.
sound like an old guy?
No, because how do you?
He sound
how
like
do you-
he sound like the brothers over at the McDonald's on
no,
Ninth.
If you feel duped, if you feel like somebody trying to play you, then you would
That's
feel
right.
that way
That's
too. You
right.
would sound that way
Taking
too,
advantage
man.
of it. That's right.
Because again,
That's right.
if it's $21.37 and I walked up to you and gave you $21, you're gonna be like,
Y'all
it's
quibbling
37
over,
cents more.
y'all quibbling over 50 cents.
Yeah, give it to me. It's mine. Yeah, no
But then extrapolate that out over 20 years.
Oh, Lord,
You know,
That's
that's
like-
where you end
hey,
up at, because
that's
that's what they're
like a-
trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep
That's what-
taking your money penny by penny for the next 20 years,
Listen,
30
man.
years.
That's just like I said about when I go buy that big bag of Muncho for $2.99. Then I get there, they say about it's $3.08. I said, no, man, that bag said $2.99.
Hey, Clark.
Yeah.
Hey, Clark, this thing called taxes.
Hey, they shouldn't put it on the bag.
No, they don't put the taxes.
It is on the
No,
bag.
they gonna
Oh,
say
there's an old guy moment.
no. This what they gonna say.
You said $2.99. Now you said $2.99.
I'm giving you $2.99.
No, this what they gonna say. Who taught you how to read? nigga?
It said
Who taught you how to read?
So, man, when you go over there and buy some chips, look at that Muncho bag. It said $2.99 on the bag.
And let's just take it to, you use the word, I love it, extrapolate over. Let's take it into the full old man thing. Back in the day,
Back in the day, it was $1.90.
Man.
$1.90.
I don't even like hearing those stories because I feel cheated. It's just in life, period.
No.
Y'all talk about, I'll go to the store with $1, come back with a bag
With a bag full of stuff,
Like,
man.
Man, I remember
wouldn't-
gas
I
was
ain't never-
99 cents a gallon, man. You
Yeah,
could
you
fill
said
your
back
car
in the
with
day, a day
$5.
you ain't gonna never experience again.
You ain't gonna see
Ever.
days.
Ever.
I can
do
tell you,
remember that.
I can tell you, I paid $2.99 a gallon yesterday for gas.
Where? And
Where?
was it filled with water?
Nope, I use my BP points.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, bye.
I thought he was
$2.99 a
siphoning
gallon.
somebody else's.
Hey, nope, you better use them pick and save points and save you some money.
And you know what else is grinding my gears? Almost every fast food place you go to, they talking about a tip, bro. I ain't never, yeah. Five Guys, Cousins.
Oh,
You know,
They got the tip.
what's the pasta place?
Olive Garden?
Oh, it's like fast food, but it's still
Noodles. And
noodles.
Company?
Yeah, noodles and come like
They ask for
everywhere,
a tip?
bro. It's a whole lot of restaurants that be asking for tips.
What's the problem with tipping?
Well,
Bro, this fast food, man.
Yeah.
What is you talking about? What is you talking about?
Tip on, though?
So
Like,
good.
what are you going to tip
I'm
on?
so
What
good.
are you
Sitting down.
talking about?
I'm
You're
so-
not sitting down.
I'm
You
so
talking about the preparation?
I'm so disappointed in you for even asking.
Right,
It's not
right.
your fault. It's my fault. I asked. So
Hey,
my bad.
I heard you though. Hey,
Man, I should not be going to Cousins and they talking, or even Starbucks. Hey,
Well, if
you
you
Let
sit
me,
down,
let me
with
say this
it.
though: the cousins that I use regularly, I regularly tip them because they do outstanding work.
hey,
so,
when I was born, you didn't have to tip.
and there you go again. If you think about 20% of the people who
You
come
was
in
born
there,
in the 20th
who gonna
century.
give-
You're the 21st century now.
right, who gonna give a tip, right?
Listen, man.
And so if they ask and they get it from 20% of the
Don't
people
that
who
freak
come
you out
in,
that you were
how
born
much money
last
they gonna
century?
get?
yeah.
I was born at the end of the last century.
It was still last century.
Yeah,
But that kind of freak you out a little bit though.
yeah, just to see
Hey.
how crazy this
Things
world
change.
is gone, man. That I love history, so I always like love going through the history books. I love history class, and I will always be amazed of the history that we were learning at the time. And I'd be thinking about my mom and my grandma, like, man, they experienced all of this stuff. Because, you know, I always said, like, figures like Tupac or Dr. King or Malcolm X, you know, I only heard of them. You know, I was alive when Tupac was alive, but I was a super
Not long.
little kid. Right. I was a super little kid. But like Dr. King, Malcolm X, you know, they almost felt like a myth just because I wasn't there to, you know, experience it. But then when I think just from my time, from 92 up until now, all of the stuff that happened, just we could even just say in Milwaukee, let alone like the world, is like, dang, some of this stuff, a lot of this stuff is gonna be in
World
history books too.
Yeah, the world keeps on changing,
Yeah.
man. I mean, think about it. And I asked Caitlin this. I said, "Did you think you'd ever see a black president?"
Right.
And she said, "No."
I didn't think I was going to see it.
I mean, you know, I
Me
mean,
either.
But we younger than you.
My daddy told me we'd never get a black president.
yeah,
Just to think that people in younger generations thought that, but we was programmed. We was always told
Right,
that.
but that's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. Though. It was passed down through
hmm
generations because our generations thought that too.
Well, you have
Well,
to
I
ask the
know-
question then, are they gonna see another one?
Well, now,
Not
not after what this last one did.
No, but you know, it's what they mounted up against it to prevent it from happening again, or any president of any other national.
But I think to
or
explain
ethnicity.
Barack Obama came. He was the right man at the right time.
It was the perfect
Yeah.
storm.
Yeah, I think things lined up for him. And that's how it is with a lot of folks. I'd say the same thing. You know, wrong dude at the right time, you know, the current president. So I mean that's how, you know, because life is both negative and positive. And so it made sense. I don't think anybody else could have been Martin Luther King.
That's true.
I
That's
think
true.
that, you know, that nobody else could be Jesus. I mean, there's certain things where it just lines up the way it lines up.
You know, the country was dysfunctional under Bush as well. So Barack needed to come in and fix this place.
Democrats always have to clean up what
Yeah.
Republicans mess up.
And mostly black folks at that.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Mhm.
Good morning, you're on air.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning,
This
Rick.
is Rick calling from Germany,
What up, Rick?
and I want to know if any of you have heard the idea that the Pentagon has threatened the Pope.
Yeah.
so what they gonna send the army to the Pope too?
I mean, but
No.
they
Apparently they told him, hey, they got to
Yeah,
get in
tell-
line.
yeah.
they can't do
with-
nothing with the Pope though. That's,
Well, no,
Well,
It
no,
was
it
talking
was
about
the
sending in a
Pope's
military-
criticism of them.
Yeah,
I'm
And so
saying, but that's
and
a
from what I
sovereign
heard,
place
he said
to where like
But
They
the
was
bad-
talking about
U.S. Army
sending
can
in-
do
Yeah.
whatever they want to do
Yeah.
anywhere in the world.
and every time I was
And
sending
you better
in
get in line with it.
sending a military to
you see how fastly he retracting and
Taco.
yeah,
gonna
and
become
then
Taco again.
and made these. I mean, first of all, this deal that he made with Iran, it don't even compare to the one that President Obama have made. But all of the threats that dude be making, it's like, all right, bro, give it up.
But man, think about it. How would you feel just as an average citizen if somebody threatened to kill your family? You would be.
Yeah.
So now look at a whole country. He was talking about erasing a whole country.
But you know that wasn't gonna happen, man.
I know that, but you're stirring the pot.
But he a pot stirrer.
Yeah?
That's what he do.
Yeah.
That's what he do. He talk greasy. That's what he do. When it comes to doing something that the world will actually care about, he not gonna do that. Like nobody really cared about the Venezuelan president. The people in Venezuela cared because that was their president. But like that didn't garner a massive amount of criticism to where he would even retract that. No. But this Iran situation, this has a ripple effect across the world. And so now he has to navigate this differently, and a lot of the things are just words.
Part of my message Sunday. Unintended consequences.
Yeah.
No.
Let me say in closing,
necessarily just words, because
yes, sir. Go on, Rick. I'm sorry.
He's been. Oh, go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
let me say in closing, the Pope is not a military power, but he has security, and Iran, the killing of the supreme leader in Iran was like killing the Pope in Islam. So Trump, if he wants religious war, he's about to get it.
Yep. I was just sitting up there. So what Pete Hesse said, just shut up and preach.
He's just
shut up and dribble.
Bro.
He telling the Pope, I mean, and look, let me admire the Pope for taking a courageous moral stand. There have been popes in the past who have not, right? And things have happened.
Isn't he the only one from America?
First American Pope.
Yeah. So
and he's part African American.
What?
Yeah, the little part of the people I'm talking about. Yeah.
Man. Come on, man.
In the blood. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood, bro.
But
man, people
you can't
all
let
right, I'm gonna let
Trump,
that go.
With all his bluster and his
What'd you
arrogance.
What'd you just say?
Bluster.
No. What'd you say?
Hold on.
Oh,
strike
my bad,
one, man.
my bad.
Turn his mic off.
Strike one, man.
Turn his mic
Oh,
off.
man.
Turn his mic off. We're listening. Caller, welcome to the program. You gotta wait now. Caller, welcome to the program.
30-second penalty box.
I got it in, y'all.
You're in the penalty box. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
Good morning. All right, yourself?
All right. Hey, I had a friend who used to tell me. He used to say, "Tell me a lie to get my mind off the truth."
Yeah.
And man, Keith, I'm finna mess with you, man. I think Melania, she's doing something to jump off the boat because it's gonna be a mess, man.
She on the
Because why
list.
would she say totally different stuff than what he's saying?
Oh, come on,
And that's
because he
your-
lies. He lies.
She raised the excuse. It ain't me. Take him. Peace, brothers. Y'all have a
All right, man. Yeah, I added Melania.
Yeah, she
What was that?
don't nobody even pay attention to her.
Yesterday.
Oh, I saw her. Yeah.
Wait. So what happened yesterday?
She had a
She came out
public address.
about her
The
lack of
Epstein.
relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And people were going, well, I guess it must have been going on in the chat rooms.
Yeah,
But
that's what it is.
I'm not in those chat rooms, so I don't.
I don't care enough to even look it up. But
Yeah.
what is alleged is that she basically got passed from Epstein to
It could
the
be
guy.
that she's trying to get out in front of the story that's going to hit.
But somebody
Yeah.
said, is there another shoe that's going to drop?
It
And there were
could be
others
that,
who were
man.
saying, did she come out to distract people from, what's going on with the war and everything else that's going on? He alleges he knew nothing about it.
Dude, that dude.
That dude
Don't know nothing about what?
about her coming out with the statement he didn't know in advance.
Wait. How?
Melania saying, "Get my name out your mouth."
So, okay, yeah, I can believe it because.
But this
They
this
sleep
ain't
in-
the first time he always now all of a sudden you don't know nothing.
Right.
Man, I think
You
they
know what I'm
sleep in
saying?
separate rooms anyway.
Trump,
So.
He talks so much
Hey, man,
to now all of a
Strike
sudden
two.
you
Wait,
don't
hold
know
on,
nothing.
no, hold on, DJ.
You're gonna have to go.
You're not catching.
Yeah, this
Penalty
is your
box,
last
60
time,
seconds, man.
You're gonna get a red card.
Yeah.
We're gonna get we all
This
over
ain't
with
baseball.
soccer, all
I
over
told
with
you
our
that.
sports
Hey.
penalties today. You get ready to get a red card, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, you better stop putting
You
the
know.
dollars.
And speaking of red card, let me just shout out to Grateful Red. Hey, University of Wisconsin men's hockey team. They're in the final. Huh? Oh, they're in the finals.
No, they in the final
They're in
four.
the
Right?
finals.
Oh, they in the final.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking to
Yeah,
him.
but hold on,
I was
wait a
talking to
minute.
Keith.
Hey, right out. Hey,
I
right
was
out.
talking to Keith.
Total shunning is the ultimate. When we do the total shun, so he's got 2 strikes.
No, I'm about to
3
be like
strikes,
Mark.
then
He's
he
gonna
gets
have to step.
yeah. Then he gets the total shun. Everybody turn their back.
See, there you go.
What did
That's
the
better.
New York Police Department do when they don't like the mayor? He shows up for graduation. They stand up and turn their backs. Yeah. So you close to shunning, bro.
All right, now your mic back on.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Got you. I'll try and behave
Good morning,
myself.
good morning, good morning.
And
Good morning.
another thing.
You know, you cats are funny. But the thing is that Donald Trump is so funny, man. because-
Cut him off. Bye. Bye.
all the
Listen
day,
to
man.
that least man.
Hey, you know,
You can't say the
it's like a
name.
fever.
No,
You
it
can't
ain't no
say his
fever.
Yeah, it
name.
is. And all of y'all done caught
Can
it.
somebody-
I'm gonna give y'all
Hey,
another
get the
one.
people the
It's
rules
like-
first.
It's like
I was getting ready to say,
no.
can somebody give the people the rules?
No, ain't no
Before you even
I
accept.
thought he said dump. I thought he said
It's
Donald
like
Trump.
bubble gum that's
Ain't-
stuck
ain't-
all over your shoe.
Ain't no giving them the rules. Y'all know when
them
I'm
the
on the
rules.
program,
Give them the rules,
y'all know
man.
what time it is.
But you might have some people that might call that ain't really.
So
called in on
you know what they say? When in Rome, do what Romans do. You better follow some context clues.
But you got to know what the Romans are doing, man.
That's called observing.
You got to know what they're
You
doing.
ain't hear what I said. You ain't listen. I said follow the
Hey.
context clue.
Mm.
This dude
You
is
gotta
hard,
observe.
man.
You gotta
I'm
observe.
gonna pass a test and I haven't seen any of the material.
Bubble
You better
gum
cheat.
on your shoe.
He said, "I walk with a bitch."
All right, caller, welcome to the program.
I apologize.
All right, are you clear on the rules?
That name again. Don't woman. No.
Now you can say her name.
He knew everything that she was going to say because they don't let nothing out that house
Right.
without him knowing.
Right.
So everything that come out his mouth is a tale.
Mhm.
He don't tell the truth, and ain't no way that they didn't know that what she was going to say from word to word because she read it off a script. It was not verbatim.
It was a performance. Did you see her walk? She walked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the East Room. So
Same
she,
hallway.
no, same
Yeah.
hallway.
How was her movie doing?
Yep.
It ain't good. The movie ain't.
That's what she
it's
mad
not
about.
doing
Oh,
well.
let me shout out Black Magic and Black Women. Black women, when that movie dropped, organized and said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch Michelle.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
so Michelle's thing was up in the attic, and they had to bring it back because sisters.
Right.
But look at the quality of what Michelle has done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
man.
what this woman
There's some
has done.
conversations.
It's hands down.
There ain't no
It's hands
comparison.
down.
Ain't no comparison.
class,
Yeah.
the finesse about that.
But I am going to say this about Melania, and I know I get in trouble with some folks.
Don't say it because we gonna turn your mic off.
I want to hear it.
We done heard it before. We don't gotta hear it again.
Y'all can't hang up on him. Say it.
No, Jermaine got that.
Oh, I pushed the button.
Yeah, he got that button.
I wish.
Y'all wrong.
No, you gotta give her props. She be clean.
Hey man,
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
she dresses,
Is,
dude. You got. I mean, but that
she
ain't
does
substance.
dress
But I'm just
very
saying in terms of
exquisite,
style.
yeah, we don't care about that.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the
we
thing
do.
is that what she's dealing with, that stand next to her, she acts like she's sane.
Yeah,
Just like
she trying to play the
next to
part.
that dude. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that ain't got nothing to do with her substance. But I'm just saying, she be clean.
And she's supposed
He
to be
does.
She be
supposed to
clean.
play the part.
Y'all have a
She-
good one.
She the first I ain't gonna say that word. But you know, to be in that role, she's supposed to be.
Yeah, let's
dressed.
be real careful using that because let's just be.
What's tempting
I said let's just be careful. The word I think
with her? Oh,
you were gonna.
well, yeah. Think about what she was doing before she came
Ah,
into
nah,
the
nah.
prominence, right?
I mean, but that's
then how do you
that's who she is.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
all right.
it.
Let's not, because the reason why I say that is that I know I did anyway. I came to Jamal Bryant's wife's defense because how
Mhm.
people were characterizing her, and I think that we should be careful with women when we kind of do that. I mean,
That ain't the same.
it is the same.
Oh, that's not.
It's the same. So I think we should just
Guilt
be,
by association.
now that she ain't no victim. She a volunteer.
That's right.
She knew what she
That's
signed
right.
up for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not.
His message.
I was
kept
surprised to see her
following
at the inauguration. I'll be real
You know?
honest with you. I thought she's gonna be like Michelle.
I mean, but wasn't that a part of the movie?
for Melania.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, it ain't entertainment for me. I don't need, you know.
I didn't watch it.
The truth is, but I got a question for y'all. Y'all talking about the economy. What's gonna happen when we get to this digital economy and the panhandlers, you know, need to go digital?
They need to do Cash App on their phones.
They'll be out there like,
And how do you
I always find
phone?
it, no.
Right?
I always find it amazing that homeless people have phones. Because I always ask
Yeah.
the
They do
question.
have to have a
Yeah.
bank account though.
You'd be surprised what people got.
phones.
or
Yeah.
no, because I mean you can have like them prepaid cards too.
Yeah.
that they can
Load
go
the
to
card.
the prepaid cards.
And they're gonna be
Load
sitting
the
out
card.
there with a phone saying,
Listen,
okay, I can scan you.
where there's a will, doc, there's a way.
But yeah, when you want that money, that
They gonna
income,
But
figure
is
it out.
coming in.
it is still going to take a long time before we go to
Completely
100%.
But that's just, you know,
And we probably don't want to do it only because if
It ain't about what we want to do.
yeah, but it's what
We
society gonna
didn't
force.
we didn't choose this anyway.
well, okay, I'm
Go-
sorry.
going
You-
to the Bucks games and you can't use cash. Like we didn't
It's crazy
choose
to
that.
me,
They just
man.
did. They just put that on
I,
us.
I went
they trying to
to
take the
Miller
dollars
Park
out your
too.
pocket.
I went
That's
to the
it.
first state fair after COVID, and they kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna be cashless. Oh, we're gonna be cashless." Wrong. Those people wanted cash, and they was charging
All of
not
the vendors?
3%. It was a 5% service charge if you used
to use
your
your card.
if you use your card. They wanted
Yeah.
cash. They couldn't wait. You know, just because.
And
the
again,
margins.
I shouldn't be
That's
paying that.
inflation.
I should not have to pay no service fee. I should not have to pay no service
America
charge.
is a service convenient economy.
That's right.
That's what you're paying for. Everything from getting your groceries delivered is a new world.
It's a new world.
Yep. The way of keeping cash out your pocket.
I thought about you this either last night or this morning,
Uh-oh.
bruh.
What I do?
I was watching Hell Up in Harlem with Fred Williamson, and I kept thinking, man, are they gonna show a cross
Cut cross.
cut cross 110th Street?
Ah,
Oh man, that is such an awful movie. That is such. I mean, so many people. Everybody talk about John Wick and the kill count. Man, so many white people died in Hell Up in Harlem. It wasn't even that many white people in Harlem then. This is like 70. Man, he killed so many white people. It was crazy.
Well, maybe he was ahead of his time.
No, all those movies Slaughter. He had a big kill count too. And then even Pam Grier, Coffee.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown.
We gonna
You're
take a
listening to Community Voice. It's Friday.
Boxing.
Foxy Brown.
That cat got to daydreaming.
Hey, you just had an anniversary, man.
Damn. I know we got to do break. I was watching Blackish, and they was trying to help Junior become more black, right?
Mm.
So there's this look when you look at like women, you put that like.
Mm.
So he said, "Can I cuss?" They said, "Yeah." He went back. He said, "Damn."
That was a good show, man.
You're listening to Community Voice. It's Friday. Joined in the studio by Mr. Craig Stingley, Devon Jones, DJ the Protege, Clark Kent. Clark Kent.
Who you with?
Clark Kent.
Who you with?
You fool.
You.
I'm just seeing how much wit he got.
I told you.
I told him, man.
I'm surprised he did it that many
And the
times.
super to do, the super to do, the super producer. I can't even say it. The super producer himself.
Button.
He didn't deduce you to not.
Yeah, Janae, right out.
That's it.
And Bebo has popped in. Hey, y'all, the phone line's open. 41. Oh, we got callers. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're inside of Hater Nation population.
9.
And I'm just reading here. Co-host DJ the Protege, Free Flow Friday. Okay, got all of that. All right. I'm not a hater. Yes, I am. I am the original hater. All right.
Fool me.
And let me set it up this way. Everybody knows if you listen to this program, LeBron James has no bigger fan in the world than me. Since he was a freshman in high school, got a chance to watch him, watch his development, watch him as a player. I put him up there in the top 5 players, top
All
10.
time, huh?
Yeah, top 10. I'll do top 10. Top 10 players all time. So LeBron, and I know he's an old man now, and he said that there were 2 cities that he really doesn't enjoy coming playing.
He did say 3.
3. Did he say Salt
Actually
Lake?
said it.
No, he said no. I'll let you finish, but he said 3.
Okay, so the 2 that stuck out in my mind was Memphis and Milwaukee. I told DJ I understand Memphis because I've been to Memphis. Okay, ain't a lot happening in Memphis. I love Milwaukee,
That's right.
brother, and there's a lot to do in Milwaukee,
That's right.
brother. Now he didn't say Salt Lake City.
No, but he did say Cleveland.
Oh, thank you. All right, then he cool with me again because as long as he acknowledged, because I've been to Cleveland and Cleveland got some, but Cleveland is Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland is come on, man. And for all you folks, y'all agreeing with him, I'm hating on you too.
The thing is,
I mean, about the Milwaukee with the
the
Memphis and
thing
Cleveland,
is, you
Salt
you
Lake
get
City,
paid to play
Portland,
in every
Regardless,
city,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And,
Oklahoma City.
you know, if
Mom
you
was
don't
in Oklahoma City.
if
Come
you don't
on.
want to play in those cities, put it in your contract or retire. You didn't play 23 years
Well,
already.
But wait a minute, if Cleveland was so good, you didn't stay in Cleveland. You
Right.
took your talent to South Beach.
Right,
And then you went back.
right,
And then you left again and you went to LA.
right.
Let's take it a step further, though. If you ever hear, can you even imagine Jordan saying something like that? And particularly when he's trying to prepare for his career after he retired.
Well, because when Jordan came to
Right.
play in Milwaukee, it was like he was playing in Chicago because half
No, I'm
the
talking
stand
True.
was Bulls fans.
right,
True.
but you're talking about building on your brand, right? And you're gonna disparage cities like that where the population are expected to spend their money on whatever it is you're gonna put in the market.
Oh, they'll still come to. They'll just come to hate.
Yeah.
But the thing
But-
is,
They'll come to
yeah.
hate and boo.
they come to see him. He's of that stature to where, especially when you're playing in a Western Conference, when you go against the East, you only get one time. So when you go on the road, fans in the East only get one time to see you.
I agree with
To do that and
I
to
think
say
I
that,
think they should change that too. I think that they should play more games. Where it's
they
in a
already
conference.
complain about 82 games.
No. I'm just saying instead of you play less games in the West, more games in the East, so people get a chance to see you more. And look, when's the last time Sacramento and Portland has been up as great party cities in America? No, Portland, if you're alternative lifestyle, when I'm talking, the people out there. But come on, man,
What's
really?
What got him
lifestyle?
on that topic anyway?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what happened was he, and this is just, I didn't see the video, but just I read a little bit on it. What happened was he was on this like golf thing with the I don't know if this was a professional golf player
Right.
or not, but there was video. So I think it was like something for like publicity or whatever, and they was doing like, maybe it was like a golf charity event or something.
Right.
And he was like kind of pseudo interviewing LeBron, and then that conversation came up.
Because I'm gonna tell you, ain't a lot happening in New York on Monday, and it's New York.
You are in year 23. If you don't want to play in these cities, retire. And me, I love the consistency I love basketball, but I'm really fatigued of him.
Okay.
And you have to consider it's a retirement tour, right? This year.
Well, he's
Or is
getting,
it going next year?
But he
he's
keep
getting no Harley when he comes here.
You know what?
There goes his Harley.
You know who he be acting
And
like?
cheese hers.
You know who he be
His
acting like?
brats.
He's starting to act like the dude from Kill Mississippi with this retirement stuff, man.
Oh.
He's starting to act like dog.
Ooh, boy.
And that's irritating because it's
Ooh,
like, dude,
that's pretty
that's a
tough.
low blow.
That's pretty tough.
that's not a
dude.
low blow.
Well,
Every
that's
year
not a
we've been
low
like,
blow.
But you compared him to a welfare thief.
Yeah.
only when it comes to retiring.
Okay.
Only when it comes to retiring.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
Hey, good morning to you. Hey,
You gonna talk about LeBron?
No.
Okay, then I got to keep it moving, man.
You said LeBron. I was calling in about the crypto.
No, it ain't gonna get that deep. Sorry, dude. You got anything else that's a little bit of light and fear on Friday?
What happened with the crypto?
Where your
I
head at?
got you. Well, the thing is about the crypto is that it will really
We
go
weren't
cash.
talking about crypto, man.
You were earlier.
No, we were
I was-
not. We were talking about digitizing where everything is like with a credit card. Nobody mentioned crypto and how the president
You're
is
right, you're
benefiting
right.
from
I'm sorry
crypto
about-
right
I'm
now.
sorry, I'm sorry about that. I meant to say digital currency, bro.
No, you meant to say crypto.
Just finish your point.
Okay, my point was this. Well, I can understand my man acting that way, behaving. Listen, check this out. The deal is this. The deal is this here. Once we become cashless, and the brother, and that was a good food for thought. What would happen to the panhandlers? Once we become cashless, me and everybody in there, our fun is over, because you know why? Everything becomes a recorded transaction. And you know what? I'm inclined to believe that had it not been for the George Floyd uprising, we would already be there, because America is the leading in everything. So
Now, the
once
pandemic
America
is what introduced the digital
No,
and cashless currency.
No, we have been going digital before that. So let me ask you a question.
But
When was the last time your paycheck you were paid in cash?
What do you mean? You
When
mean
was the
check?
last time you had a regular job and you were paid in cash?
I mean, every time. I mean, cash.
You were paid in cash? No, you got a check.
Not cash, but a check.
Okay, you got a check.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
A check.
how are most people paid now? Are they paid with checks? Or are they paid with direct deposit?
They pay with direct deposit. That's because we're ushering in this cashless society. Remember when we was kids, that little barcode first came out and everything was being scanned?
Yeah.
And remember what they said? They said, that's the mark of the beast. When we was kids, we didn't want to hear that, but we thought about it.
I think
And guess what
I
it's
think
for?
that's technology. And then when was the last time people were paid in gold and silver?
Well, it looked like it's reverting back into that right now.
Okay. I'm just saying now there are risks in us becoming totally digitized, because if the grid goes down, then you don't have access to your funds.
Correct.
That's the
Correct.
great risk. But
Now
we've been
you're
on this
totally-
road for almost 30 years.
But hold on, brother. You're right. Then guess what? You become solely dependent on who? Big Brother, because ain't no money
You're
coming out.
totally
no bank.
dependent on Big Brother right now.
Well, see, you always do that, but we're hypothetically speaking.
Remind you of the truth.
If the grid go down right now, brother, if the grid go down right now, you can't get to the bank. That's why during COVID, if you had any money, everybody was trying to get their money out, because remember the banks was locked down. If you had a safe deposit box, they was limited that you could come in once a month or once a week or something like that. You had to call in. I mean, your goods were actually seized under that movement. So what we have to realize is that once we become cashless, me and your fund is over. Everything becomes a recorded transaction. Even for the man that want to go to the bar, do whatever he want to do. Even the man that might want to order him a bride at night. Guess what? It's all going to be recorded. And you
Weed
know
dealers
what?
are using Cash App now, right?
Them fools, they going to the penitentiary.
Okay. So part of it, so part of it is there's still certain types of, because everybody talked about panhandlers. What about streetwalkers?
There you go. It becomes a cat. Look, it's like having a girl in a club and she working a strip club, and guess what? She come out and bring the Mac $175
Yeah,
in the
ain't gonna be
bag.
no more making it rain.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, hit my QR code. You gotta hit my QR.
Let me tell you what's going on right now.
AI, artificial dollars.
Dollars have always been artificial, though.
Hey, but I'm
is.
talking about, you know how
We're
they
going, hey, brother,
can
let's
make them
come back to
appear to
reality.
be there.
Brothers, come on back to reality. Because here you got a girl that's right now in a spot. She's using Cash App. So the trick is Cash Apping her. So you figuring if the IRS ever gets to where they were going under a certain administration, and I don't want to go politics right now, guess what? They were going to hire 187,000 IRS workers. So once you get once you get Cash App, you done did $250,000 on Cash App, and then the IRS come and say, "Why haven't you paid money on it?" Well, the first thing gonna spot out their mouth is, "It was a gift. It was a gift." Well, a gift should have been reported.
Well, they doing that now though. They're doing that now for less than $250,000.
You don't necessarily have to record gifts.
$5,000.
Yeah.
But you're not being mandated to report that right now.
No, yes, you are. They people have gotten W-2 requests from the IRS stemming from Cash Apps.
Yeah, but
Really?
gifts.
Hey,
yeah.
well, you know what? I'd
But
like
gifts-
to get.
gifts
I'd like
are
to
not
get that. I'd
taxable.
like to get that. I'd like
Let's
to
get to a
I'd like
certain
to
level
get a
before
link
it's
or something
taxable.
on that, because I'd like to review that, because I was just in an argument with a dude that was arguing with me that Cash App is all good and all of this. Man, do you understand that you done did $250? I ain't got no 20 because
Even
you
Cash App though is encrypted. It's
So
encrypted,
this
right?
this is the thing with Cash App. They have at first you didn't have to tell like what is the money for.
Right.
Now they're guaranteed, like you have to put something
The transaction
why
transaction.
you're sending that money.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
most people are
Well-
still putting it as a gift, but if it exceeds a certain amount,
Yeah.
which I've heard from a lot of
It has to
people
be
that do
reported.
hair, whether it's hair or barbers, that after a while they receive something
has
from the
to be
IRS
So,
that
hold on.
said
So
that
send you
they
a-
gotta do
Yeah,
yeah.
man. I think it's like $2,000.
So they send you a W-9, right? So they send you.
No,
So they send you
no.
a W-9.
No.
They send-
No. Cash App don't. It's a certain
Well, what
amount
about
of
The
PayPal?
IRS
What about
do.
Chime? All of these other ones, brother. We just looking at. It's a whole avenue of these, the whole gang of these stuff.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's a certain amount of money that you would either have to send out or bring in.
No.
for them to-
Over a period of time, brother. That's sort of like.
Well, first
you
of
doing
all,
a job.
what the IRS would have to do is, I mean, if they had access. So what Cap App is doing.
Cash
what is it?
App.
Cash App. I can't even talk this morning.
Cap App.
Cap App. Doing like James Brown. But they're probably reporting because it's at a certain level.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to the bank, put a $10,000 check in the bank and
And they
see how
coming to
quickly
see.
you can get it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. They coming to see.
No, they're not going to come to see you. They're holding the money
Yeah.
because
I mean,
of
it's-
money laundering.
But even less than 10,000,
it's 5.
you know, yeah.
It's 5.
But I'm saying you could put in 2,500. It depending on the day, it's a hold on that.
It's a hold on it because that's how people launder money.
Yeah.
And so that's part of that whole money laundering piece out there. Because remember, anything like my guy Kaufman, he used to do
That's just
the
people being nosy.
and some people went out, some of those drug dealers went out, bought some cars. The cars were more than $10,000. They have to report. The bank has to report when they get a deposit of more than $10,000. Money laundering. All right, caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you in there?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, how you
Man,
doing?
he's so happy he got that phone back, man. Hey, Jay, he happy. You know, he's been.
Like, man, let me do my job, man.
Oh man, you see, because he was doing stretch exercises with the finger. 1, 2.
I did 100 on before we got started.
Caller, welcome to the program.
We still doing hate nation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, man, Usher and Chris Brown, man, come on, man.
They got a
Y'all
beef?
going on tour together?
they got
Come
a
on,
beef.
man.
What happened?
No, they got a tour going.
Well,
They got a tour going
because
on now.
It's about money, man. You
Did they have a beef in the
Well,
past?
they had beef at the skating ring when Chris Brown and Usher got into it, but
No,
that
they
was a
said-
while ago.
They said Usher got jumped. Man, they didn't get into it.
Well,
If you
I
get
mean,
jumped,
well,
you
he
ain't
really
get
didn't get
into it.
jumped. They said
Well-
that Chris Brown put
Well-
hands on him.
Either way it go, they finna go get that money,
Go
man.
get that bag, man.
So who's tougher, Rihanna or
Rihanna.
Usher?
Rihanna. They said Rihanna put hands on
Who did more damage to Chris Brown? Rihanna
Rihanna.
or Usher?
Dude, they said
Hey,
Rihanna
you
put hands.
remember hearing that joke about Lloyd? Remember Lloyd?
Yeah, the singer
He
Lord.
about to make me pull my gun. I stop, man.
He ain't talking like that.
Yeah, I just never. I know he tried to be a little thuggish, but I just never saw Usher's being thuggish. I mean that
That was
ain't
never
even
his persona, though.
Like Ralph Tresvant.
Like he like
I think but Ralph Tresvant.
Yeah, Usher ain't that man. Anytime you can take your shoes off like that, you ain't thugging.
But wait a minute. But Ralph Tresvant is one of those. What would you call it? Old Yeller, go fight you kind of dudes. You can look at him and tell he been.
Hey.
You know, I wouldn't want to rumble with Ralph. He's singing about sensitivity, but I think he can throw some hands.
Rob was like he kick you in the shin and run.
Hey.
Take that. Take that.
Some of these beats, though, man, it just be
So
like
who's headlining the tour?
Usher.
Usher, because his name was first.
Yeah, Usher got more hits than Chris Brown.
Well, and he probably been in the game longer.
Yeah.
So
Now I'll tell you, dude, I would want to tussle with. And I know he
might
little,
have more hits.
but Tip, I would want to tussle with Tip.
T.I.?
Yeah, I would. No, man, I know he's little, but I would want to tussle, and I would want to tussle with Tiny. To be honest with
Anybody with a vocabulary like T.I., I'm not studying him. He better have a pistol.
That brother is
He better have a pistol. Anybody with a vocabulary like that, you better have a pistol.
The erudite rapper. That brother is so erudite. You be going like, did he just drop that word?
Man,
And wait a minute, he know what they mean. He ain't just dropping
that's
them.
why he better have a pistol.
All right, yeah, I hear you, man. Well, thank you for that, man. Usher and Chris Brown.
Oh,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah, they about to break the bank. It's gonna be a lot of ladies homeless because they
But
gonna
you know what,
spend their rent money.
But talking about this, you know, they always talk about how boy bands.
You laughing because it's true.
No, that is true.
But you know, they talk about how boy bands that you grow out you outgrow your audience, right? You know, they grow up, they move on.
Yeah.
Look, some of you sisters that's still stuck back in the 80s with New Edition, we're in the 20th century now. They packed that joint.
Yeah, so what's wrong with that?
I'm a hater.
Yeah, all right.
You
We
a
haters nation.
I'm a hater.
You mad because Earth, Wind, and Fire ain't all the way together.
Well, you know what though?
See what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But I just, man, at first I'm thinking, ain't nobody going to see them. Wrong. Wrong.
Hey, Chief, they selling every show they go to.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody go see New Edition.
Yeah, man, go see New Edition, man.
Yeah, because you know what helped them out too is when they came out with that movie and younger people started watching and they liked it, so that brought that crowd in too.
True.
But if they didn't make that movie, they would have not been forgot about, but they wouldn't be as big as they are now.
When they dropped the Temptation movie.
Yep.
You know,
yeah,
the whole generation didn't know anything about the Temptations, and they'll sit and
Because
come
by
up.
that time the movie came out, the original Temptations was done. It was
just Otis.
News.
It was just Otis.
Well, okay. Well, then guess what? We're gonna see what Michael Jackson do now when that come out. That's gonna be a fluke.
Man,
I want to see
when that come out. It's already sold out in theaters. It ain't even came out yet.
I want to see that. So
yeah.
Yeah, but they had to cut it. They had to cut an end of it because they had to pay $15 million extra to cut it because a certain scene about the Jacksons don't want certain things put in it, and they had to cut the end of it. So they had to cut it.
they said Janet not even in it.
How many kids?
No, because she didn't want it.
Oh, the big wheels in the driveway.
What?
The big wheels in the driveway.
Big wheels in the drive. You mean the mongoose?
Was that the loudest toy ever? Was the big wheel? Oh man, you could hear big wheels going up and down the sidewalk, man. Oh, man.
Yeah. Hey, we wore big wheels till a hole had wheels in it.
There you go.
The wheels had holes
It
in it.
reminded me of is like the cars in the Flintstones. That's what it kind of reminded me of, man. You see, man, and you see some of those
plastic
kids out
wheels.
there, man. They knew how to navigate it, man.
Yeah. I had 3.
Yeah, you had to slide. You got to know how to ski it, dude.
Yep.
There wasn't no breaks.
Hey, we got another break, man. We got Jermaine rubbing his head. You know what I'm saying? We don't want him
I'm trying to do my
to.
job, man. I'm trying to do my job.
I don't need no aneurysms on my clock. So,
All right, let's throw it back to Pops. And, you listen to Community Voice. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
AURN News. I'm Jamie Jackson. A major change is coming to how the United States prepares for a potential military draft. Starting in December 2026, draft-age men will be automatically registered with the Selective Service System. The update comes after President Donald Trump signed the 2026 National Defense Authorization Act. The Selective Service says the move is part of a broader effort to modernize its systems and ensure they are ready in the event of a national emergency. The policy applies to men the ages of 18 and 25. The change comes as the Army has also expanded enlistment eligibility, now allowing non-prior service applicants to join from the age of 17 up to 42. The U.S. has operated under all-volunteer military since 1973. That's the same year the last draft took place. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
From TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson with your Storm Team forecast. A few early sprinkles give way to partly cloudy skies. Later this afternoon, a lake breeze will keep lakefront temperatures in the mid and upper 40s today. Low 50s are expected farther inland. Mostly clear tonight with a low of around 35 degrees. We'll start our Saturday under a partly cloudy sky with increasing cloud cover later in the afternoon and evening with a chance of late day showers. Highs topping out in the low to mid 50s. Much warmer by Sunday with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy. Highs around 70 degrees. Slight chance of rain Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 73, and then another chance of showers and storms by Tuesday, partly sunny with a high of 72. You can always catch the latest forecast at TMJ4.com. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
I'm Andrea Williams with your TMJ4 News update. A scary start to Thursday morning at Milwaukee's intermodal station. Police say a man's in custody after a sexual assault just after 6 a.m. Officers say security caught a 31-year-old man attacking a 33-year-old victim. When they stepped in, the suspect turned combative and security fired a shot. No one was hit. And Amtrak says train service was not disrupted. The investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, Wisconsin tribes are urging Governor Tony Evers to sign an online sports betting bill. In a letter obtained by TMJ4, all 11 tribes say the measure has their support and passed with bipartisan backing. Evers has previously said he wanted full tribal approval, but today did not say whether he'll sign it. And the balance of power on the Wisconsin Supreme Court is shifting. Chris Taylor's decisive win expands the liberal majority to 5 justices, compared to 2 conservatives. She's the 4th straight liberal-leaning winner in the race. I'm Andrea Williams. That's your TMJ4 News Update.
When an accident turns your life upside down, you need more than answers. You need someone on your side. At Gingras Thompson & Watts, GTW, we fight for the people who've been injured because of someone else's negligence. We handle the legal stress so you can focus on healing. No upfront fees, no confusing legal jargon. Just experienced attorneys who care and results that matter. Call GTW today at 855-954-1186 or visit gtwlawyers.com. Gingras Thompson & Watts, here when it matters most. We are all in to win for you. You can take that to the bank.
Carter's Creations, when quality and service matters. For any occasion, sometimes you just want to send a floral arrangement for a get well, anniversary, birthday, or I messed up, or just because. Carter's Creations at 1727 West Hampton Avenue is the place you need to call. So call them today at 414-265-1727 or visit them online at carterscreations.com. Carter's Creations has been in business for over 30 years. Therefore, you know they know what they're doing. They also specialize in funerals as well. So when you need that special floral arrangement, think of Carter's Creations, when quality and service matters. Want to stay connected to the conversations, the culture, and the community wherever you are? Now you can stream your favorite shows from 860 WNOV anytime with the Civic Media app. Just go to your app store and download the Civic Media app today. Once it's installed, simply open the app, locate WNOV as your station of choice, and start listening instantly. From the latest local and national news to talk shows and community happenings that matter to you, it's all right at your fingertips. Listen at home, in the car, at work, or on the go. Download the Civic Media app. Select WNOV and take Milwaukee's voice with you everywhere. 860 WNOV, the voice of the community.
Save big money on your next project with help from Menards. Be prepared for flooding and keep your basement dry with Barracuda pumps. Barracuda makes high-quality pumps that offer dependable performance for when you need it most. Save big money on all Barracuda pumps now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, this is Felicia Williams, chairwoman of the Juneteenth Pageant Committee. For 35 years, Northcott Neighborhood House has proudly lifted up the brilliance, talent, and leadership of our young people through the Juneteenth pageant. And 2026 is your year to shine. This isn't just a competition, it's a celebration of culture, confidence, and the future of our community. African American youth are invited to step into the spotlight in 4 powerful categories: Miss and Mr. Juneteenth, ages 14 to 18, and Little Miss and Mr. Juneteenth, ages 8 to 13. Contestants will compete for scholarships and the chance to represent Milwaukee with pride. The deadline to enter is Friday, April 17th, 2026. Parents, guardians, future kings and queens, don't wait. Sign up today at JuneteenthMilwaukee.com. Your voices matter, your talents matter, your future matters. Be a part of the legacy.
860 AM, 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
Listen, everybody. Listen up good now. Listen, everybody. Listen up good now.
All right, welcome back. And now it's time for the Protege's perspective.
Often when pressed with a big decision, we want to wait for when the time is right. Suddenly, an epiphany will appear, and that magical moment will enlighten us to do what we always wanted to do in the first place. Waiting for a singular moment surely is the best way to lose out on whatever it is that you dreamt of having in the first place. In most cases, waiting for that magical moment is an undertone for fear. Fear of others' critique, fear of the possible responsibility that comes with that decision, fear of rejection. Another reason that the wait comes about is to reaffirm what we already felt. When we first believed that this decision is the one that we wanted to make. We always want confirmation that we're making the right decision. Sometimes relying on that confirmation leaves us absent of faith. Overthinking has crippled many who once had faith. A world-renowned musician once said, "Good things come to those who wait, but not to those who wait too late." We've got to go for all we know. The perfect time is two periods mashed into one: now or never. Now doesn't mean that everything will happen in this very moment. It just means that now is the beginning to plan, the beginning to stake claim to your purpose, the beginning to follow faith with actionable steps. Never will forever be present, forever procrastinating, forever waiting until the wait is over. Yes, it is responsible to not make any decisions hastily, but it is also just as detrimental to woefully slow cook your decision if you have already concluded that this is something that you wanted to do. No purposeful moment that involves you can happen without you. It is you who must follow your purpose. It is you that must follow through. After all, your legacy is dependent upon what you do.
Appreciate you, man. Let me do this real quickly. Let me shout out and get a chance yesterday. Tomorrow's the 12th or 11th?
11th.
So on the 12th, Mother Lucille Berrien will be celebrating the birthday. So shout out for her birthday. I think she's over 100. So anyway, shout out. And if you want to go, Clark's old stomping grounds over there, formerly Lindbergh Park, now is Lucille Berrien Park. So honor well deserved. And then it's lunchtime. You're invited. Join us for a warm meal and friendly fellowship. We look forward to serving you. That will be this Saturday, tomorrow, April 11th, from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Greater Life Community Center, 2432 North Teutonia Avenue, condo number 2. That is the Family Life building right next door to the historic Greater Galilee Missionary Baptist Church there on Teutonia. And so there's a hot lunch tomorrow between 12 and 2 p.m., 2432 North Teutonia Avenue, condo number 2. All right. Okay, let's see what else we got here.
That perspective was pretty good. That piece where you talked about the fear, false expectations appearing real. And then
boy, deep. Boy, deep.
Hell no, that's deep.
Yeah, that's deep.
You know, it's just to process it, right? And then the last piece about the destiny. Destiny is an element that pursues you, while by your destiny you're being pursued.
So is destiny predetermined?
Because you can choose not to get on that road.
But is it predetermined?
I think
you
so.
still have choices.
That becomes that dynamic tension between free choice, free will, and predestination. There's some people who really believe in predestination. My problem is that when you take it to its most logical conclusion, at some point, who determines what the predestination is and who's predestined and what they're predestined for? I think with free choice, then that opens up the door. And I think we do. We exercise free choice. I mean, there are influencers, fear is an influencer, uncertainty is an influencer, but for the most part, we exercise choice every day.
But
yeah,
I think whenever we talked about like things that are predetermined, and then we talk about choice, we talk about it as if it's a or thing. It's either this or that, and I really think that is both. Because you know, let's just take God's will, for example. No matter which road you go down, it's still God's will, is it not?
Well, I think that would fall under permissive will.
So but you made that choice, but also there are also things down the road because of that choice that lead you to, you know, certain results.
And I think, you know, that there's divergent views on the deity's involvement in our so-called day-to-day. Now, there's some people believe that it's every act, right? Everything. And then there are others who are, I think Aristotle called God the unmoved mover, that God will only interject into situations that would totally alter ultimate existence. So really depends on how you look at it. But there's always been for philosophers, that's always been that it for some it is either or. But predestination would say that, okay, then black folks, because it was predetermined, are only going to do this. And I'm thinking, no, because there were some choices made in terms of people either deciding to be colonizers, people deciding to be enslavers, right? If you ask the average African who made the Middle Passage, would they ask you, would you want to be a slave? I don't think that you get a whole lot of people raising their hands saying yes.
But
if you look,
there's so many there's so many like different results that has happened throughout the years to where it all got us to this point.
98.
Right, but if you look at the fact that there's a process involved, and so with each choice, there's a consequence that can still keep you on the path of that process, right?
Right.
And as you follow that from generation to generation, you still come out with, things that can improve if you make the right choices, and not continue to follow things that were so put in place, by the previous generation. So you can make improvements in your life particularly related to here. We've seen it,
and And someone just sent this to me. Mother Berrien will be 98.
98. Okay.
And they're having a celebration for her Saturday, April 11th at Ascension Living, St. Francis Place, 3200 South 20th Street, second floor. And that's going from 12 to noon. So, 98.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
I and that's always been, like when I asked the question, does God have favorites, right? And what that looks like, and maybe that's in the eye of the beholder. But it's hard. But I think that whole question about choice, and then the question about what is predetermined, and I think that's good. It's one of those walks that I think people should take now, because I love philosophy so much. I'll take that walk. I'm trying to get it to as much as I can to its most logical conclusion in terms of that, and then you get to the wall. So now it comes down to faith and belief,
right?
In terms of what you're doing. And let me suggest, just for a lot of people, if you can, on PBS, they did a series on the development of Christianity. I would suggest people watch that from a historical lens. And there are things there.
There's people that actually think that Jesus' last name is Christ.
And that's why you should probably watch it, and you find out his last name
like
wasn't.
When I see things like that, I mean, obviously you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, but it's like, dude, clearly. I mean, it's not clearly, obviously, because people believe that, but it's like, dude, that's not his last name.
Yeah, but the problem that you have is that, and I catch it here all the time, the facts might not line up with my belief. I am more likely to hold on to my belief than to accept a new fact or truth, because I've been believing this for so long. I think when we should look at our belief systems, we should look at it as constantly evolving, right? It's not fixed. It shouldn't be fixed. Now, for some folks it is, but the problem with that is, I was just watching a picture. I looked at a picture of some of the leadership in the Church of God in Christ. Bishop Emeritus Blake was there. They were all golfing. Now, you go, oh, what's the big deal? Well, 30 years ago, their operating theology would have said they shouldn't golf, right?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things.
What's wrong with golf?
It was one of those things that
participating in society.
Yeah, society and being in the world, and golf was considered worldly. What? Well, watching television was. I'm just saying that we evolved.
The legalism.
Our right, but our belief system should be one that is constantly evolving. That doesn't mean that you go with every whim. That's not what I'm arguing. And I think some people, no, I'm not making that argument. The argument I'm making is the way that I'm looking at something today can be very different tomorrow because there are different circumstances, different influences, all these things that are going
and then
on.
there's more information available.
More information. And I don't think that they're incompatible, that information and belief, right? They should complement one another.
And even your interpretation of the information.
Right.
Because that's a big part of it, particularly.
But some things I don't know why people are trying to interpret. I mean, I got that. People argue with me. I'll say 2 + 2 is 4. There's somebody in the listening audience right now. That ain't always true.
Right. Because and you know why? Because
you use there are some absolutes. I do believe.
Not so much an absolute, but it's pretty close to one.
But you know why that is? It's because, especially with books, the Bible being one of them, and then people who we hold of high regard, or people who is viewed as a person of high regard, such as clergy members,
and the
politics,
scholarship that they have,
right?
That,
and so people hang on things literally.
Well, that's just like the sheep being led, through life.
But
so
if you read the Bible, you can't take everything literally. And I always talk about how it clicked to me, the faith of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
If you have unwavering faith, you're able to move mountains. And as a kid, because I held on to it literally, I'm thinking an actual mountain I can move, like a physical mountain. No, mountains are trials and tribulations. And that's something that I learned just living. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Those are mountains that are in my life, and
says
health issues.
Sometimes just a little bit of faith is what you needed to deal with a challenge.
And it so much moving the mountain rather than ascending it, and scaling it, and then descending back down to a
Stevie was right. He said those things we don't understand is superstition. And like, for example, I'll get a caller. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said you said the Mother Berrien's event was from 12 to noon. It's from 12 to 2.
It's like not even a split second.
It's from 12 to noon. That's a grand opening, grand closing.
Right. You showing the people we leave what they said it from 12 to noon.
Grand opening, grand closing.
But that could also be
midnight.
It could also be like 12 the next day.
That's right.
Could be a 24-hour joint.
That's reality.
But thank you for that, Doc. I appreciate you, man. No, it's gonna be from 12 to noon.
You make him say hi. I don't know if you're gonna be able to say bye.
Man, I'm telling you, I was listening yesterday just to interject this piece because it's been stuck in my head. Tavis Smiley's show, and this brother was on there. I can't recall his name, but he's talking about Orange 45 being the pus in the pimple of the United States of America. I thought that was so appropriate.
The fecal matter.
Man, it was like, yeah, that's a good one. Because you look for these descriptives to just really frame him, right?
Yeah.
And that one fit.
No,
because it oozes all over the place.
Yeah, but Kabbalah had it right. This here. I think she's so capsulated when everybody, but from a certain perspective, was sitting out there going like, yeah.
This other cat on Tavis called him an orange toe fungus. And you think about just the nastiness in those.
Well, but you know what? If you hear Dr. Settles, though, she will tell you, Settles Robinson, that toe fungus is somewhat good. She always talks about that. So
removing something, huh?
Yeah, man. I just don't. I understand my wife. I understand why whenever she sees him hears him, there's certain expletives that comes out of her
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the same way. I ain't gonna even
Yeah.
lie to you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna even lie to you because it just be like, not today. Yeah, not today. This,
I just really want to see a black person or even a Mexican
attempt to do that,
or an Asian
or a woman
appeal to a base the way that
and
he
still hold the
has
support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to see that because
Mm.
if I don't, then everything that we've ever been saying has been true, which I kind of already believe that already.
Yeah.
But I think that it will validate me even more to where I will really be unshakable about what these people will say.
Right. I mean, you think about the sense of entitlement.
The fact that he can,
yeah,
for 2 terms,
say
and do these things that are
unbridled.
Man, you just took the word right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And to still hold the position.
Hey.
And to still hold
no
the
matter
position.
what it is, they fall in line with them and just keep pushing it forward.
I know people in workplaces, obviously, which is much smaller than the presidency, that have done less.
But you know what?
And got removed.
When you recognize that the objective is to maintain the power, this whole thing about
status quo,
being the majority in the society, right? So, and he's talking about worldwide now, right? Because this is what he told the Pope. It's like, we can do whatever we want to do in the whole world.
Why you want to go there and mess with the Pope?
I don't know. Well, we gotta go to break. Jermaine
The
fell
arrogance,
asleep
man.
on us.
When
He was asleep.
Again, I'm looking at my phone.
Was his eyes open or
I'm looking at my
closed?
phone. I can tell you, I'm looking at my phone, brother. Now mind your business over there.
This how you look?
Yeah, that's how I look, brother. I'm looking at my phone.
You need to get you some glasses, bro.
Yeah, 'cause I can't see.
And he was blind. He could not see. You listen to Community Voice and you watching Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I didn't get a chance to thank everybody yesterday. Rhonda says thank you, staff here. Thank you
You're
for that.
welcome.
I appreciate that.
30 years is an accomplishment.
31.
31? Oh, 31. I thought I missed a bit.
She pointed out this
See,
morning.
Craig?
She said, yeah, I got a kick out of where you said to Michelle and right out, I got 3 divorces between y'all. Hey,
He was, hey, he was like,
But Rhonda said, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I said this to Devo. Devo looked at me like I was crazy, right? It was
He
something.
wasn't far off, but
So it was something that I don't know. I was saying and I said to him, he asked me to do it. I said, I have a brand. And he looked at me like, what? You got a what?
I got to get paid.
But I thought about it. I got to get my paper. But what I'm saying is we all do.
Yeah.
And so I'm mindful of that. And I guess I say that to say
You
this.
can't be out here embarrassing Miss Rhonda.
There you go. That she would want to be attached to the brand.
Hey.
Because you look at some others.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's real talk.
yeah. So the fact
real
that
talk.
she would want to be, and so I'm a little bit more mindful of that. It used to be it didn't matter. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, you really do. Because when you all were talking about how we put people on pedestals, but it's more public now, and our lives are more public now. And so how do you navigate that? Certainly, we'd be the first to tell you, do not hold our marriage up as a model of anything other than longevity, because when you look at it, and a whole lot goes into longevity, right? But wow, I'm feeling old.
Before we go to the callers, I just be having to check right out. My new segment is called I Told You So. Remember we had this debate.
You stole that from Keon. I just want to let you know that.
He got a book.
He was gonna write a book.
He got a book. I ain't write no book. I told you so.
I know he I know he won't.
And me and
I
Keon,
don't want to stir up that spirit on that.
Keon would love with me to do this right now, But we had a whole discussion about sportsmanship, and I was telling y'all that sportsmanship is for the loser, because when they lose, you don't want their feelings to be hurt. And you said, well, what about when the loser lose? And when the loser loses and they get to acting dumb or unsportsmanlike, they look even more embarrassing. So because it's like, bro, you lost. Wait a minute. I'm not done. No, because I'm saying all that to say, look at what happened with Geno Smith and Don Staley. Gino Oriana, my bad.
Right.
Geno
Oriana.
Smith. I said, football player?
No. Gino Oriana and Don Staley. He lost and he showed his behind. He looked bad.
Yeah.
But Dawn, even though she reacted in frustration, at the end of the day, she still moved on. She still had a chance to win. Obviously, they got whooped.
I'm sure that part of him was sitting up there thinking about,
But in that moment,
he showed who he really was.
Right. You know what I mean? So sportsmanship
Right.
is always been for the loser, because your time is going to come when you lose, and you would hope that someone give you grace and be respectful when it's your
the
time.
fact that he didn't lose on some BS tip. He didn't lose on a bad call.
No, he got whooped.
He got whooped.
He didn't even shake her hand.
Even
indisputable.
Even the lie that came out talking about, oh, my player jerseys got ripped. She ripped her own jersey.
Yeah, but when you hooping, that can happen when you hooping.
No.
That's a straw.
You rip your own jersey and you blaming, it didn't get ripped from somebody else.
Hey, DJ.
I mean, the dude looking for it.
DJ, didn't he walk off the court? He didn't even shake her hand at the end of the game, did he?
No.
You know what? And this is why I lost a lot of respect.
But they
for
shook
Isaiah
hands
Thomas.
during that engagement, though. They shook hands during that exchange.
When they lost to the Bulls,
Oh, they walked out without.
and he walked out. That I lost all respect for
About
him.
the
Man.
Pistons?
Yeah, I
But
lost all respect.
this is my thing.
because DJ's point is right. It's how you lose.
But in a way, because I know that this had happened to us in the high school game. When your emotions is all over the place and you can explode. Now, true enough that you got to try to control your emotions because you want to protect the integrity of the game. But when you playing in a heated game and you lose by 1 or 2 points, your mindset is like you're so frustrated that it'd be better for you to step away.
Man, forget all that.
I mean, I'm just speaking from
because it hurt.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely hurts.
So it's like because at that moment, right then and there, I need to get away from the situation. So sometimes it do call for you to leave it because I know it happened to our team.
Just as much as it feels good to win, it hurts just as much.
Right.
And you still, I'm either way with it. If I don't like you and you don't want to shake my hand, that's totally fine because I know where we at.
Right.
But
I think
I've always been a person that I respect and love the game so much that's to me respect. It's a lot of things that go into respecting the game, but to me that's one of the highest
See, but if you love it so
criteria.
much, right? But if you love the game how you love it, when you lose by a close game and you poured
but
your heart out, left your heart on the court.
You should never lose your character.
I know.
And
But
I think
That's
that
the piece right
comes
there.
down to a question of character. Now
Right.
you got all your emotions, all those things, but your emotions is not enough for you to lose your character. And I know it's hard.
It is.
Because you in the midst now again.
Imagine losing to people who you hate.
Or imagine that it did come down to a bad call.
Yeah.
You know, but when you lose by 18,
I get that.
Or 10.
you know, and this is why I have a problem with youth coaches sometimes. You're so immature. You don't realize what you're putting into these young kids. So the referees cheated.
Right.
No, y'all got beat by 40. And you need to and
Now,
even if the referees cheated.
I was gonna say now, because if they wasn't calling the calls, that then they would throw your game off, and now you lose momentum.
No, you got to play through that.
But
I get it.
Because
you could
because
actually
life
say
is
about
gonna
this
life is
situation.
gonna do that to you, where you're
that
gonna get
Gino
a lot of
was living on some
he was on the
his
edge anyway.
past. Because I mean, think about all the times they won, right? So what are you really?
They
saying?
just won last year.
Absolutely,
And
that's my
Dawn
point.
shook his hand because she lost to him in the championship game.
Oh, because they
And she didn't mind that, right?
blew him out.
You know,
But he didn't
It
shake her
don't
hand,
matter.
though.
So
She
do you
shook
think?
And
his
you can
hand.
even and let me why I'm such a big Dawn Staley fan. Did you see how she just looked when UCLA really put the beating on him?
I mean,
She was looking at him like,
hey,
"This the better team. It's the better
That's
team
sports.
today."
That's right.
And sometimes
That's right.
you just need
And
to
everybody
acknowledge-
That's the
expected
piece.
them to get whooped anyway.
Hey, but at the end of the day,
I didn't
the
think we were
coach-
gonna get whooped that bad.
at the end of the day, the coach can only X and O's. It's up to the players to put the ball.
But the
in
coach
basket.
also instills character
you
or
gotta
lack
instill
of
character.
character
no.
in their players.
Mentorship,
I get that, yeah.
all of
all
that.
those things.
Right.
Where how do you handle? You know, like somebody said, the first time I hear anybody lost it, the first thing out their mouth, "Let me thank the Lord Jesus Christ." You don't hear that. When I win, I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, when I lose, let me thank the Lord Jesus Christ. I gave my best performance. It was not good enough. Because guess what? On any given Sunday, anybody can be beaten.
Yeah.
We need there
At that level, yeah. Once you reach a certain level, it's just,
Right.
it goes
Any
back to
level.
what's in it, Gladwell and the Outliers.
Right.
Right. The competition is, on par. And so if you bring your A game and the other team don't,
Or they
lose.
got a stronger A game. I
That's
mean
right.
that
That's
And the game is
That's
and the
right.
game is just emotional. So just coming from a player standpoint, you are in it. But
Yeah.
also a coach has to look at the entire thing.
Spectrum,
And
yeah.
so if you are not centering yourself,
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
yeah.
are going to feed off of you.
Yeah, 'cause
And,
it's
I mean,
the coach
we
that carries
even
the dignity
we
of the
even see
program,
that in the
right?
pros,
Right.
where these are
Right.
professional grown men.
Right.
Once they
Right.
coach fly off
Right.
the handles, the players do too.
Well,
Yeah, you got no
sometimes-
restraint for them
wait,
at that point. You
now-
ain't got nothing to say.
Now, sometimes when the coach fly off the handle and get ejected, it lights a spark into the team, and then the team
Right.
get to playing.
Very rare.
Now, because I mean, even
It can
in
be a motivator.
baseball,
Right.
even
Very
in,
rare. Maybe
even
the next
in
game.
baseball.
Yeah,
no,
right.
no,
Because
no,
when you down
Well,
by
you see some
30
teams
and
come
you just got
back,
kicked
though.
out,
Yeah.
you have, but
you've seen some
but
teams
I
come
think
back.
a lot of times the coaches they've thrown in the towel, right?
Mhm.
And
Or
so,
they may be trying to spark the team.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if I spark them, somebody needs to be able to guide them.
Right.
That's what the assistant coaches are
there.
for.
Yeah,
And the leaders of the team.
Don't pay
Yeah.
them for that.
I know, but when you
In the
have to
playoffs,
step in,
oftentimes that's what you gonna see.
Yeah.
But the
If
assistants
somebody's
are
trying to
an
insti-
assistant for a
infuse
reason.
some motivation.
Yeah, but
and
what
some
I'm
energy.
saying is that if you have a situation where you're in a close game and I get kicked out that game, I'm not talking about when they up. Notice when those coaches are ejected.
Mhm.
It ain't when the game is close.
no, some of them is.
Rare.
Some
It
of them
is
are.
rare.
It's rare.
It's usually when they already
the game has already been decided.
Yeah.
You sending a message.
They just want to go home.
yeah,
at that
you know,
point.
you send a message like
Hit the
okay.
showers early.
Mhm.
But sometimes, man, you just gotta, and that's the whole thing about just in life, period. Sometimes people do things and they do it exceptionally well. And celebrate it, even though I lost, celebrate it.
You know what?
Because I was a part of that.
Yeah.
And then that's hard, and that's about 3-4 years later.
Yeah.
But I'm a part of that in terms of man, and you know, some of my excuse me, some of my best personal performances, have been in a loss. Think about
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Well, you know what? Since you said that, I'm so glad you said that on air in front of Craig, in front of Clark, in front of everybody. Because DJ, I want you to take this L that I'm gonna give you. I want you to take
Anyway,
it. I want you to take this L. No, it ain't no anyway.
Hold on,
no,
no,
it ain't
before,
no
I know,
anyway.
don't
I'm
believe
on
that.
your
Don't
heels,
believe that.
brother.
Because,
Don't eat it up.
I'm on your
no,
heels.
because what we want to do,
Huh?
what we want to do
Huh?
is we're gonna talk to the Juneteenth people,
Uh-huh.
and that's gonna be part of our promotion.
I'm on your heels, brother.
All right.
I'm on your heels. Bring your shoes.
It's funny because
and
I
take this
just
L with
I just
integrity.
started working out this week too.
Hey,
So
well, you
it's
hey,
funny.
hey, well, listen,
I
you
did,
two,
you know,
hey,
thanks to Linda.
You 2 years late, brother. You 2 years late coming to me. You 2
I
years
really
late.
only
Get
need
yourself together.
a week.
Get yourself together, brother.
Anyway,
Come see me when you're ready.
One of the-
Lose with integrity.
one of the biggest moments that I had in coaching,
Watch
which
this.
I feel like I'm a
Watch this Negro fake a pull hammy when you worried about he gonna pull a hammy. Watch him pull a hammy when you oh wait a minute, no, he gonna be worse. He gonna fall getting out the car. Oh dude, if I wouldn't have failed getting out the car, so we ain't gonna be able to play.
both my
Oh man,
ankles.
we holding you to it.
Hey,
you
I'm ready.
and,
The ball in the car.
anyway.
All right.
One of I would say one of the defining moments that I realized as a coach was when obviously I felt that the referee was tripping. And so I called timeout 3 times.
And he didn't grant you it?
No. And so I yelled time, like I was frustrated.
Right.
But I was like, time out. You know, to where everybody was like, but like, dude, I've been calling to where everybody in the crowd and the stands, they was looking like, what's going on?
Right.
So then in that moment, I told the players, like, hey, take a deep breath. Only focus on the end goal. And what is that?
Winner.
To win.
Right.
All right. Anything else doesn't matter. No call.
Right. How we get there is irrelevant.
Right.
Let's
But
get there.
Just get there.
we need to execute offensively and defensively. I'm not going to worry about the refs. All right. What I will do is put us in position to win. All right. And then the biggest thing was me in that moment, because I was heated, dude. I shouldn't have to call timeout that many times, but dude was already tripping, like already tripping. We ended up winning that game very, very closely. Another thing was some coaches be talking crazy, like crazy. And me, like I said, I respect the game. I never talk
direct.
If I say
to the other coach,
yeah, no, I
Right,
never
right,
do
right.
that. You know, if I say something that's either to motivate my team or say like, hey, we not allowed to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
We were in a tournament. I'm not going to say where, Laverne Way, And
LBC.
we had been.
Hey, speak nice.
We had been. We
Watch how you talk.
dominated.
Yeah.
We dominated all season. I mean,
But y'all
we
was
dominated-
cheating though, wasn't you?
No. We dominated all season. I knew something was up. I knew. Wait a minute, hold on.
You ain't trying.
I knew something was up when we saw referees we had never seen before.
Oh,
And I knew the dudes. They ain't ref all year.
replacement refs.
Right. Because LeVon Wade was not going to let the Warriors walk out of there with that winning that tournament.
Oh, yeah.
To the point I got called for a technical foul for yelling at my player.
That stuff happened.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it before.
Crazy.
So that was the lonely and huge trophy. The second place trophy was huge. I was driving there, and there was a bar where we lived on 26 in Concordia. That was the longest walk.
Heaviest.
That was the longest walk, the heaviest trophy, just the longest walk. Because I know we had gotten cheated, right? But I didn't say that in front of the kids,
Right.
because they're going to see these dudes again. I want them to respect them. But I kind of
And
knew.
then they get so easily sidetracked.
Yeah,
Like
I
if you
knew,
get to
man.
doing anything, they
When
get
you
to
see
be
this
like
dude, like they used to be certain referees, people go like, who was it? There was one, was it O'Malley? And somebody had an issue whenever they ref that game. It was
Oh yeah, that was
with the
that was
glove.
dude against Iverson too.
Yeah, the way.
No, you talking about Chris Paul. That
Yes, yeah.
That one dude because
Yeah.
they made a big deal out of it when we played them in the finals because he lost like every game with
Right.
this particular ref,
Yeah.
and it stemmed from a moment where
He
he
got
said
into it.
something crazy to his son, allegedly something happened with his son backstage or whatever, and ever since
The
then
rep said something to Chris Paul's
son, yeah,
Okay.
and ever since then,
Mm.
they showed the record where they lost every game.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you know, and look, referees for the most part they're human
Yeah.
for the most part. Period.
Right.
And so they're going, and if they don't like you,
It's
Right,
gonna
but then when
show
you see
on
the
court.
history and you look at today when they start uncovering this corruption, the gambling that's behind it.
Donahue and that
yeah,
whole thing.
Yeah.
let me say this
so
real
you have
quick. I
to
know
wonder
we
how
got
far
to
it went
go.
back.
Yeah, that is real when you see where people have like real issues with you. You're not gonna get a fair hearing. Just chalk it up because life ain't always fair.
Right.
And that's our word. Let me
That's
thank
why you have to keep fighting.
Craig. Thank you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
DJ,
man.
thank you.
Thank
Clark
you.
Kent, thank
And
you.
we didn't get to strike 3.
We didn't. Look
Oh,
at
you was close, Doc.
It don't even matter about no strike
three
three.
balls.
You got 2
You was
strikes.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
That was 2 enough.
You know.
And as you all know, we really
That's a bogus rule anyway.
No, it ain't.
They got keep looking at you.
That's a bogus rule.
I can't even make up rules on my program. All right.
Hey.
Let me thank everybody. Good Lord willing, creek don't rise.
Mm.
Hope to talk to everybody on
We
Monday.
better than this, y'all.
Have a good
Mhm.
weekend and go from this place in peace.